Hello, everybody. I am so excited. Today is day one of the 5-day holiday gift guide fair. I'm super, super excited. Can't wait to get showing you. Here is the guide that we are going to be going through and that I am pulling the gift ideas from. So I'm going to show you how you can get the actual guide to go through, and I'm super excited for the 2023 edition of this guide. Okay, but first, let me check that we are streaming. Okay, if you're watching me anywhere, oh, sorry for the blur. If you're watching me anywhere other than and let me check I'm on the correct mic. No.
There we go. If you're watching me anywhere other than my Facebook group, which is the Moving and Reshaping Club for Women 40 Plus, that is where I am going to be posting the links. So if you're not in my Facebook group, if you are watching us on YouTube or on my Facebook business page or on LinkedIn, then come over to my Facebook group. Just type in Moving and Reshaping Club for Women 40 Plus, and it will pop up, and come and join us there, and you can find all the links there. So what I'm going to do in my Facebook group, sorry, you can find all the links that I'm going to be sharing today are going to be in the live broadcast in the Facebook group. Plus, that is where I need you to type done so that you can be eligible for some awesome prizes that I am going to be giving away this whole week. I am going to be gifting my gifts to members of the Moving and Reshaping Club group. Okay, so let's get started. I do not want to take too much of anybody's time, but let me just find the, I'm just going to find this live so that I can pop it. So that I can pop it under the featured section, and then that way everybody can find it easily. Okay. All right. Sometimes it can be a little struggle to find it. I do need to find, there we go. There it is. There it is. Okay. Amazing. So I'm going to pin this to the top. It's pinned to the featured section. Okay, and I am going to tag everyone and let them know we are live with day one. Okay, hi Carol, hi everybody who is hopping on to join us. Amazing. So let's get started. I'll keep an eye on the comments in the Facebook group as well. So hello, everybody. I'm Tracy Sider. I'm editor turned pain relief and body shaping corrective exercise specialist. I am host of the Moving and Reshaping Club Facebook group, which turned 4 in October. I cannot believe how time flies. And I am also the creator of the Reshape Method online body realigning and restructuring program for women over 40. Okay, this is the 3rd year that I have put out my ultimate holiday gift, as I like to say, gift yourself guide. But at the request of so many people last year, I decided to do a gift fair this year so that I can show you the magic of each gift ideas, because these 40 gifts inside this guide, and they range from a few dollars to a few $1,000s, are truly the gifts that are going to keep on giving way into 2024 and more. And if you are a woman over 40 and you are done with your stiff, achy, changing body, okay, give me a 1 or type yes in the chat, or if you're watching the replay, if you are done with your stiff, achy, changing body, then you want to get the guide. Okay, so I'm going to pop the link to actually access the guide in the group over here. Okay, when you register on that link, that is to register for the guide, and then you will get an email with a link to download the guide. Okay, now also it's hugely important that you register. So sign up, then check your inbox, your junk, your spam promotions too. It may land up somewhere if you are not like used to receiving regular emails with me. There'll be a link there to grab the guide. And if you're having any trouble and the link isn't working for whatever reason, then just message me and I will sort you out. Okay. Now, each day of the challenge, I will be giving out some awesome gifts as well. All you have to do is type done at the end of the session, whether you're watching live or on the replay, to be eligible for today's gift, which I will announce at the end. But you do have to be registered to be entered to receive, for drawing to get the gift, because I need to be able to have your contact details so that I can send you what needs to be sent to you, okay? So make sure you are signed up. There is the link. So whether you want to hint to your family, as I said, or decide to Secret Santa yourself, the gift ideas in this guide for women over 40 are what me and the hundreds of women in the Reshape Method program use every day to get in shape, be ache-free, and age audaciously. And all this without the sweat, strain, or time suck of typical exercise, okay? People say what? Yeah, that's right, because when you have the missing piece in your movement puzzle, you don't need to exercise as hard or as much, which is a good thing, because exercise is in fact not normal or instinctual for humans at all. This is why it's so hard to stick with an exercise program, and relying on motivation to get you moving is a recipe for disaster. And I will be talking about that more over the next few days. And I'm also going to be telling you what we can be doing instead, because there is a simpler, smarter, science-based way for women over 40 to look great, feel great, and age well that no one is really talking about, okay? Because you see, if like me 8 years ago, you feel that there's something missing from your fitness, weight management, and wellness conversations, then you are right. And that missing piece is alignment. It's how your body is able to move based on the shape and position of your bones. So in my Facebook group, in my community, in the Reshape Method, we're not just moving for the sake of moving. We are actually getting our body into better alignment, because our skeleton is supposed to look like Skelly here. Our bones are meant to be in very specific places and positions relative to other bones and relative to gravity, so that your body can move the way it was intended to move. All right. And the thing is that almost all women over 40 are misaligned. We are misaligned for so many reasons that I'm not going to get into right now. And this means that the body that you take to the yoga mat or the Pilates class or your walk or your run or your swim or your Orange Theory session, right? It is misshapen from a biomechanical perspective. And because we are misshapen and out of alignment, that means that when we do exercise or go for a walk, at best, you're not getting the benefit that you could be getting from that exercise. And at worst, you're actually harming yourself, and you could be causing or exacerbating aches and pains, okay? Now, we don't have time to go into detail about my different approach and the exercises that keep me stronger, slimmer, pain-free, and happier at 53 than I was 10 years ago, because I want to dive into the gifts and show you how to use the gifts so that you can start ordering them. And by the way, there are no affiliate links, okay? I'm not getting kickbacks from any of these links. These are just things that I love and use every day, okay? So I don't want to go into too much detail about the actual approach, but I also know that there are many new people in my community. So hello to all the new people who have joined us the past few weeks. And you may not really be familiar with what it is that I'm going to be explaining next when I go to the gifts, or with this alignment first biomechanics based approach. So I do want to give you a link to a free masterclass that I ran a couple of weeks ago called 3 Ways to Fix Your Tight, Achy Body That No One Is Telling You. And I will put the link to that in the chat here as well. You can go grab that and take a listen. And there I go into detail about what the real problem is for us women over 40 and the solutions that are being overlooked by our yoga teachers, our personal trainers. And I know because I was the yoga teacher and the personal trainer, and I was struggling, that even being overlooked by physiotherapists and by our doctors, and they are science-based. So go and take a listen to that, all right? And that'll give you a deeper understanding of what alignment is, how it's not the same as posture, what happens when we're out of alignment, and how to fix your alignment. Okay, and spoiler alert, fixing alignment is not something that your physical therapist or chiropractor or osteopath can do for you. Okay, sure, those treatments help. They do assist, but if you don't do the physical structuring of your body from the inside out, then those adjustments and treatments are really a bit of a waste because they don't last. Okay, so let's go to the guide. I hope you're able to download the guide. You can see when you get your guide that it is divided. The gifts that I've listed here are divided into a few different sections. The first section are gifts to help align your body. And I hope this isn't coming through like backwards, okay? We've got quite a few gifts here to align your body. The next section is about adding weight and load. And I will talk a little bit more about the importance of adding weight and load, but only after you've fixed your alignment in a minute. Then there's another section called Align at Work. Okay, this is really align at work and at home, because even if you're not necessarily working at a computer, most of us land up just sitting too much in our lives, whether you're sitting for work or you're just sitting for life. We're going to talk about that in detail tomorrow. So you do not want to miss that, aligning at work and at home. Then we've got some stocking stuffers. And then we've got some amazing books that I recommend, which could possibly also fall under the stocking stuffer category. And then there are various opportunities at different price points to join the Reshape Method, and a little bit about what the Reshape Method is about. Okay, so go and get the guide. Let me check the chat. Say hi in the chat if anybody is able to join us live, or if you are watching on the replay, say hi, type replay, and let me know where you are watching us from. And let's dive straight into the gifts. Okay, so the first gift I'm going to share with you today is under the Align Your Body category. And that gift is really about the best $10 to $20 you are ever going to spend. And it is a half round foam roller. Hi, Dana. Dana is joining us from Syracuse. Amazing. This little piece of equipment is the bomb. You want to, and it's number one on the list. This is like a plastic type. I really do like this plastic type with the little ballies on. I think it's called EVA. And then you can also get in styrofoam, different densities of styrofoam. I prefer one that is a little bit less dense. These white ones are not as dense as the really, really hard ones that you find online. I prefer something that has a little bit of give. Okay. Now, there may be places in the world that you're watching from where it's really, really hard to find a half round foam roller. And this is a 30 centimeter is a good size. I think that I'm not sure how many inches that is. I'm from South Africa. I can't convert just off the top of my head. I think it's possibly around about 12-inch, the size. If you're struggling to find a half round foam roller, what you can do is buy a full one and then just take a knife and cut it in half. And then you've got a half round, and not only do you have a half round, but you have two, because if you're going online and ordering a half round foam roller, if you're ordering one, order two, because these are the absolute bomb. We use them for so many things. in your daily life, where we try to, what's called, in the Reshape method, we like to do what's called movement multitasking, where we're adding these incredible movements that reshape and realign your body into things you're doing all day long. And so what's important about that is that it's really, when you don't want your exercise equipment sitting in the cupboard, because you need the motivation and get it out. You just want your equipment strewn about the place so that when you see it, you have a visual cue to go and use it. All right. And this is how you use it. So I'm going to show you with the EVA one. What we love to do with the half round foam roller is, let me just make my screen big here, is what is called the calf stretch. The calf stretch is one of our staple kind of like bread and butter exercises in the Reshape method. And I will show you how to do it. And then while I'm doing it, I'll explain to you a little bit about why the calf stretch is so important for alignment. And for people who are in the Reshape method or have been in my world for a while, I'm going to show you some other awesome uses for the half round foam roller and why it makes such a great stocking stuffer. So the way you're going to be using it is that you step to the side. I'm going to be stretching my left leg. So I'm moving a little bit to the right-hand side of the half dome. Then I'm putting my heel on the floor, toes towards the apex. You don't want it over the apex, just heel on the floor, toes towards the apex. And then I'm stepping forward whatever amount I can with my other leg. The amount that you can step forward with the other leg, that is modulating the intensity of the stretch down the calf. Now, what's important, a lot of people, when they first do this calf stretch, and this is a functional calf stretch, okay? I'm sure you've done all sorts of other calf stretches before in your life, but the way we're doing it here is for a very, very specific purpose, and that is to be able to walk properly, because none of us can walk properly, okay? And if you want to learn more about that, more about the details of walking, then I will show you how you can do that in a minute, okay? If we can't walk properly, we can't do anything else properly. What's important with this is you don't want to step through so much that you feel very intense pulling down your calf. You want to keep the stretch to like a level 4 or 5 out of 10. You want to make sure your body isn't being pulled forward. You want to make sure your calf is relaxed and that your ribs are dropped. When we lift our ribs, it gives us more space to go through further. So we want to make sure that our alignment points are good and we've got a low level stretch down the back of the calf, okay? And then we do the other side. Now, the reason why this calf stretch is so important and why you want a few of these around the house so that you're doing them all day long while you're waiting for the toast to pop or scrolling through Instagram or talking on the phone. There are many times in the day that you can throw in this calf stretch is, as I said, the shortness through our calves. And we all have these shortened calves, which have been created by our years and years and years of chair sitting, because we chair sit all the time when we work, when we commute, when we drive, when we wait for a doctor's appointment, when we socialize, when we eat. Chair sitting puts your calf muscle in a shortened position. So that's the one reason why we have short calves. The other reason why we have short calves is that since we've been wearing shoes since we were children, our shoes have had us in some kind of lift, some kind of what's called a positive heel, where the heel is higher than the toes, okay? Even if you don't think you wear heels, if you look really, really closely at your shoe, you really want to be sure that the heel and the toes are in exact alignment, called zero drop. Because if there's any lift through the heel, where the heel is higher than the toe, to whatever extent, like 0, 0, if it's even 1 degree, it's 1 degree, 1 degree, 2 degrees, it is putting the calf in the shortened position. And that's why stretching your calves all day long is so important, because we still wear shoes, we still sit, plus our calves are so adapted to this shortened position. And the problem is when your calf is shortened, it affects your stride, it affects how long your heel can stay on the floor, which means is your butt and hamstring able to participate in your walk, because those are the muscles that are meant to be walking you. So part of getting this butt building, body shaping, pain reducing gait is restoring the correct length to the calf muscle. And that starts with the calf stretch with the half round foam roller. So enjoy it. You want to do it like 3 times on each side, maybe 3 or 4 times a day, holding the stretch for about 20 seconds. That's why it's great to just throw on into other things that you're doing all day long. Now, another use for the half dome, and this is for people who are a little bit more advanced in this method, is when you are sitting. A lot of people ask me, what is the best way to sit? Now, the problem is when we sit, it causes our pelvis to kind of be rounded, okay? And sitting, it can really be a cause of many, many aches and pains in the body, from back pain to neck pain to hip pain. What we want to do when we are seated is kind of scoot to the front of the chair, and the pelvis, the lower back should not be rounded here. The pelvis should be tipped forward with a little bit of a curve, the ribs dropped, and then that way the deep core muscles come on to support you. But for many of us, we're so tight, so kind of coupled between the rib cage and the pelvis and the tightness through the hamstrings. So sitting on the half dome to help you just tip the pelvis forward to get you in a more neutral position can be really, really helpful, and it can actually be quite comfortable to sit here and work. So I love using my half round foam roller for that. Okay. The other thing is, and again, the Reshape Method members may find this really helpful, or for more advanced movers, the half round foam roller is great for challenging your balance and requiring more deep strength from your body. So one of the moves that we do in the Reshape Method is called the pelvic list. I think I have a video to show you how to do that, but really it's these muscles, it's this move where you are working these muscles down the side of the hip, the muscles that are meant to be walking you, holding you up and driving most of your motion. Okay, so this is the pelvic list move that we do in the Reshape Method that is coming from the side hip muscles. You don't want to be hiking up with the waist muscles here. So this is kind of like the level 1, okay? What's great about the half round foam roller is that if you tip it over onto its back like a tortoise, now try and do your pelvic listing here. This adds a whole nother level to your pelvic list. Let me see if I can even do it today. Whoa, it's really requiring a lot of strength from your body, and it's simulating the more kind of like uneven texture that that the body would be having to move over if we weren't living in these modern areas where there's very little challenge for the body and for the muscles and for the brain and the whole nervous system and vestibular system. So flip your half round foam roller over and try and do some balancing and pelvic listing here, and that is really going to up level for you. Okay, and then the last use of the half round foam roller, and this is also really important, not only for people who are doing the Reshape Method, but for anybody doing any kind of exercise, whether, you know, it be Pilates or yoga or just normal exercises. What's really important is when it comes to core strength, is we want to make sure most of us have got a little bit of a lift through our rib cage. Okay, again, can't go into too much detail about that today, but if you're interested in learning more, let me know and I will point you in the direction where I talk about that. What you want to do though is when you lie on the floor to do core exercises, what happens is that for many of us, our ribs are higher than our hips, which means that the deep core muscles can't really come on to work as well as they should, because the neutral alignment is what's called a neutral rib cage, where the ribs are kind of like the same height as the hips. So what we want to do is we want to bolster out what's going on in the upper body. Okay, you may want to put, for some people, they have to put their shoulders on a blanket, but certainly there are very few people who can do exercises on their back without having something under the head. So now if I measure the front of my ribs and my hips, they are now more even to each other, and I can feel better core engagement. If I take this away, I'm almost back bending here, right? And so I'm starting the exercise on the back foot, so to speak. So using just very simple half round femoral under your head will allow you to get more out of the core exercises that you do on your back. All right, so that is just some of the many uses of this fantastic half round foam roller. Okay, the next piece of equipment we're going to talk about today is the adding load. All right, because here is the thing for women over 40, body weight exercises are not enough. Our muscle mass peaks at age 25, and from then on it starts decreasing, and muscle is where the magic is at. Especially as we hit late perimenopause and menopause, so from about 45 on, there is real stuff going on in your body. There are age and hormone related reasons for you losing muscle mass. And muscle mass is what maintains our metabolism as we age. It gives us shape. It resolves aches and pains. It allows us to do like daily movements with ease. Muscle is what we need to be supporting and building, because for women over 40, if you're not consciously building muscle with exercise and external load, like, so swimming is not enough, walking is not enough, Pilates is not enough, yoga is not enough. We've got to be adding external load, overloading those muscles to stimulate them, because if you're not building muscle after 40, you are losing muscle. I say it's like walking up a down escalator. If you aren't doing what is needed, it is being lost. So I love using resistance bands and starting the overloading, the adding extra load with resistance bands. All right. But now here's the caveat. Okay. You don't want to start adding resistance exercises until you have improved your alignment and the ability of your core to just turn on and support you automatically. And that's why in the Reshape method, we only start adding resistance bands in phase 3, okay, which is week 9 of the program. And also we only add it once we know we're fully confident that there is better alignment and better core engagement. I like to move to resistance bands before dumbbells or kettlebells, because resistance bands, first of all, they are super, super portable, right? You buy them in different colors. They usually come in a pack of 3, the lower tier, which is yellow, which is the lightest resistance, red, which is medium, and green, which is a bit heavier, which means that you can do exercises and keep challenging yourself, because you always need to be working to your edge, because muscle adapts, and it adapts pretty quickly. So you want to be getting heavier and heavier and heavier, but in the right increments so that you don't injure yourself, and only after you've improved your alignment and your movement patterns. Because if you add load to a structure that is intrinsically unstable, it's like playing a game of Jenga, and things eventually start, collapsing. In other words, so many people land up with injuries and setbacks, and come to the Reshape method to kind of put Humpty Dumpty back together again, so that they can start moving on to load and strength from really, really good foundations and really, really good movement patterns. That is what is so important. So these resistance bands are amazing because they do what's called a closed chain. So in this closed chain movement, right? So in other words, it's not just weights where the chain is open. Here you're holding the band at both ends, whether it be under your foot or between your arms, and that really allows you to feel your core coming on. And that is the job of the core. Every exercise where you move your arms and legs is a core exercise. Core exercises are not just planks and sit-ups. The core is meant to come on and stabilize you as you are moving your arms and legs. And if you use a closed chain scenario like you have with the band, it allows you to really feel the core coming on. And then that is the kind of core stability you want when you then move on to dumbbells or kettlebells. But when you're starting with a resistance band, your brain can really work out what it means to have this good functioning happening through the core, and then you are able to sense whether or not your core is working when you move on to dumbbells and kettlebells. So I love adding resistance bands to yoga moves and to Pilates moves. You don't have to quit the yoga and Pilates, but you can up level with resistance bands, and that's exactly what we are doing in phase 3 of the Reshape method. So let me give you an example of what you can do. Right? If you do something like just side bends like this, you may or may not feel the work of the side bends. Side bends are a core exercise, right? They are they're working on range of motion through your spine, but you can just be flopping from side to side and using momentum and inertia, or you can slow it down, add resistance, add a band, really pull on the band, and now I can feel it working very deeply and intensely through my core. Totally different exercise. Also, just pushing forward, very, very intense exercise through the core that you can up level so easily. What's great about resistance bands is you can just pop them in your bag, take them with you wherever you are. Love the resistance bands. Okay, awesome. So the next exercise I want to look at, oh, it's not an exercise. The next thing I want to show you for today, which is day 1 of the fair, is a book. Okay, here a list of some of my favorite books, and right at the top is this fabulous book that is just being published by the Perimenopause Hub. It is called The Arc to Zen of Perimenopause, to Zen of Perimenopause, the essential guide to navigating perimenopause your way. Okay, if you're over 40, you are in perimenopause. We go through perimenopause, not menopause. And if you are post-menopause, then this book is still really, really relevant for you, because the symptoms of perimenopause persist through menopause for most people. Okay, so this there are 48 chapters in this book by the fantastic Perimenopause Hub experts. The Perimenopause Hub is a group of It's a fantastic Facebook peer support group. I think there are about 78,000 members in the group already, hosted by my friend and colleague, Emily Barkley, and I've been a Peri-Hub expert since the group was founded. So you're going to want to get this book. There are it covers just about every subject, okay? We've got things like HRT, anxiety, death, divorce, what else is here? Orgasm, motherhood, movement, all sorts of issues. Yoga, sleeping, but fantastic experts from all around the world. And you do not want to miss my chapter, which is it's on page 111. And it's chapter 12, the missing piece in your perimenopause exercise puzzle. It's not what you think. And I go into all sorts of detail here about alignment. which we were talking about at the beginning, and you can see Barbie dolls were harmed in the making of this chapter. So go and take a look at this, the Arc to Zen of Perimenopause. It is really the Bible for navigating this phase of our life. And remember, as I said, it's not just for perimenopause, it is an amazing book for post-menopause as well, and a fantastic, fantastic gift to give to your friends and family also. Okay, all right, that is it for today. Okay, can't wait to come back tomorrow and go through some more of these gifts. We're going to focus on workstation tomorrow and core as well. And you know, if you're retired and you're not necessarily working at a desk, this is still really, really relevant for you as well, because you'll see tomorrow when I explain. Okay, so that is it for today. Just type 1. You know, Carol says, I wish I would have had this book. It is still, even if you post-menopause, it is still completely relevant, because those symptoms of perimenopause don't just magically stop for many of us when we are post-menopause. So it is well worth getting, all right? So here is the link again to register for this 5-day holiday gift fair. You can register at any time of the 5 days to be eligible for the gifts that I am announcing on that day, okay? And today's gift that I'm going to be announcing tomorrow, so that all the people who are at work and need to watch the replay can watch, is I am gifting my mini course, which is called Aligned and Kicking. It is a workshop bundle. Let me share my screen and I'll show you what it looks like. I am gifting Aligned and Kicking to one person. I'm gifting Aligned and Kicking, and I am going to be gifting a half-round foam roller to one person who types done. You just have to type done. You need to make sure that you are registered, and also let me know what gifts in the gift guide you love and are thinking about getting. All right, but let me show you what the Aligned and Kicking course looks like. Here it is. Okay, let me check that you can see it. This is the Aligned and Kicking course. It is $97, okay, and that's US, and I'm going to be gifting it to one person. It's got sections on alignment, where we go over what alignment is and how you can measure your alignment. It has the Untick Your Neck class, which is this is an incredible, the class is 33 minutes. It's a class and a workshop. It's the full class. I know a lot of people have the Untick Your Neck five tips, but this is the full class. It's also got the Untick Your Whole Body workshop, the Crazy Strong Core workshop and class. Plus over here, you'll see it has all 5 days of trainings, plus the warm-up from Reshape Your Walk, okay? And that's where you can learn more about the pelvic list and more about getting that butt building walk and being able to see if you are walking properly or not, okay? So that is what I am going to be gifting one person who types done at the end of this training. And remember, you've got to be registered for the holiday gift fair as well, okay? And that's it for today. That is it for today. But if you're interested in just buying the Aligned and Kicking mini course bundle, here is a link. You can go and get it, or you can give to your what am I saying? You can hint to your family that you would love this as a holiday gift. I'm putting it in the chat. And also, if you use coupon code, I'm going to put it in here. If you use coupon code 10 off, you get $10 off the Aligned and Kicking course. So enjoy that. And that coupon code is valid until December 26th. Okay, so now if you want to gift somebody Aligned and Kicking, then just be in touch with me, because I just need to get their email address so that it is registered to the right person. This is an awesome gift to give to people. Remember, it's got crazy strong core, untake your neck, untake your whole body. Those are the trainings and the classes. I go in detail in that mini course about what alignment is and how you can be out of alignment. And it includes all 5 trainings from Reshape Your Walk, which is where we are learning how to get this butt building, body shaping, pain relieving gait. Because as I said, if we can't walk properly, we can't do anything properly. Okay, amazing. That is it for today. Thank you, everybody who is watching or who popped on to watch. I will also be sending out the replays. The replays for all 5 days will be under the featured section in the Moving and Reshaping Club Facebook group. And I will also create their own little guide section in the Facebook group as well. All right, amazing. See you tomorrow. You do not want to miss tomorrow. I have some awesome, awesome gifts to share with you for tomorrow. Bye.